I don't think the offense can rely simply on being mistake-free. I think they have to take chances, which means 1st and 10 is the most important down today for Ohio State. They run the football probably over 90% of the time on 1st and 10, which gets them into 2nd and long and 3rd and long, and then it's 3 and out. If they throw the football, and here's some examples of that a few times that they've done it this year, look at the variety of formations. If they can do that, it slows down the Michigan defense and allows them to have a chance. You realize Craig Krenzel, there's your guy Ryan Hamby. Craig Krenzel, when he throws the football on 1st and 10, is completing 62% of his passes, averaging 14 yards of completion. So I think the onus really here is on both offensive coordinators. Which guy will break away from that conservative nature, take a few chances, not get crazy, but just enough chances throwing the football to open up the running lanes. Neither team will have success being conservative. Which team tries to take a few chances throwing to set up the run is the team that's going to win.
Speaking of taking chances, the only way Michigan can beat Ohio State, the only way is they got to play defense with reckless abandon. You got to force turnovers. It's easier said than done. These Buckeyes really protect the football. And number 94, Patrick Massey here, is watch this all-around athlete just keep hustling and forces a fumble right there. Michigan ball. And here, Leon Hall intercepts a football against Northwestern with a nice play. Boom. That's how you got to beat Ohio State. Now, the Michigan defense is sensational in the Big House. They allowed only 7 points per game to the opponents. That's unbelievable. That's really good.
One of those weapons you've been talking about is Santonio Holmes, number 4. Now, he was one of the players, along with Troy Smith, who was arrested, charged with disorderly conduct. It was a fight involving 5 Ohio State female students outside a dorm at 4 a.m. on Sunday. The women were also charged. There'll be some discipline perhaps down the line, but not including today's day. Holmes and Smith will be out there. We will come back and talk more about the games around the country on Rivalry Saturday. And, of course, well, predictions of the Buckeyes and the Wolverines here getting set inside the Big House. Come on back.
On Campus is presented by Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Saturday, the day of reckoning, Judgment Day, D-Day. Saturday is 60 minutes that lasts for generations. I bleed red, you bleed orange. It's upsets, blowouts, trick plays, and trombone players that still can't tackle. Around here, every day is Saturday. NCAA Football 2004. Rated E for everyone.
If it's in the game!
EA Sports.
It's in the game!
This holiday season, deck your halls and leave them decked. And deck out your kitchen, too. At the Home Depot, we're more than a store. We're where holiday home improvements and decorations last all year. Right now at the Home Depot and Expo Design Center, you'll have no payments, no interest until January 2005 on all flooring and appliance purchases of $299 or more when you use your Home Depot or Expo consumer credit card. And for installation you can trust, let At Home Services professionally install it for you. The Home Depot. You can do it, we can help.
College football fans, Singular Wireless gives you a chance to win a trip to a BCS game or thousands of prizes. With your Singular Wireless phone, send a text message to 4263 and play the Singular Text Challenge. Or log on to ESPN.com/Singular. Enter now.
We must protect this house!
At Miller, we brew great tasting beer because you can get in line and take what they give you, or you can make your own choice. Miller, good call.
Wendy's is your last chance to win the final spot on ESPN's Dream Job, the new show that will crown the next SportsCenter anchor. Just go to Wendy's and find the code on your cup. Then log on to ESPN.com/DreamJob and enter the Wendy's wild card.
College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. You can do it. We can help. And in part by Singular, the wireless company that fits you best. And by Miller, who reminds you that there's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
There's intrigue at the Apple Cup as Wazoo is playing for a piece of the Pac-10 title, possibly a Rose Bowl bid. Washington comes off an historic humiliation. They quit against Cal, gave up 729 yards. They must win to avoid the program's first losing season in 27 years. But they've owned the Cougars 5 straight, including the last 2 as underdogs against a top 10 Washington State team, and that is the setup exactly today.
Not this year, sweetheart.
Right.
Now, Washington State will score with the run, the pass, the kick, and the defense. Washington State's big, and they go to San Diego and play in the Holiday Bowl.
You
Washington
should know
State.
better than anybody. These rivalry games, you
State.
throw away the stats. Washington at home, just when it looks like they should get blown out of the water, Washington will come back home and play a great game and win. I'm going to go with Washington at home.
Here's a stat you can't throw out the penalties and the turnovers that Wazoo commits. It's actually unbelievable. Amazing that they're able to win despite that.
They're going to win.
You know, USC has never beaten UCLA 5 straight, but Troy a 3-touchdown favorite today. That's a huge number in a rivalry game. 20 points is the closest margin in the last 6 USC games this season since they lost. The Bruins defense, they're much improved, and they are humiliated by last year's 52 points that SC scored on them. A machine-like Matt Leinart in recent games, 18 touchdowns, no picks in the last 5. His quarterback rating is 20 points higher than Carson Palmer's was a year ago.
That's amazing.
Their defense is banged up, though, USC.
Yeah, but forget about it. I tell you what, they got the best offensive team in the nation when it comes to balance. And in the last 6 games, they've thrown 20 touchdown passes and 11 touchdown runs. And let me tell you something. And Leinart is good, White is good, USC's good. And remember, last year, they got messed up and they didn't get a chance to play in the national title game. Nah, not this year. They destroy UCLA.
I cannot believe they've replaced their entire backfield, replacing a 4-year starter quarterback, and they are one of the most balanced, explosive offenses in all of college football. I love this. Matt Leinart's making great decisions, and he's the beneficiary of being able to distribute the football to some great receivers. Not only Mike Williams, but the glue is Kerry Colbert. He's been around, and he makes great plays. He's a good leader. Reggie Bush is a sensational tailback and part of the trifecta in the backfield. And they can also get it to the tight end, Greg Gunther. It reminds me so much of last year's USC offense, and I think a lot of people question them. It's just a shame. They need Michigan to win to get USC into the driver's seat and on the way back to the Sugar Bowl. Everybody wants to see USC. They deserve a chance to play for the national title the way they're playing on the field.
And that's why it's a test of focus for the Trojans and for the Sooners. And I'm not sure they pass with flying colors. I'm not sure they pass with flying colors today.
Defense
a little
keep
closer.
Close.
Time to recap here. West Virginia and Syracuse. Mountaineers going for that Big East Coast Championship. ESPN 2 in a couple minutes here. How do you see it?
Not so fast, my friend. Syracuse in an upset over West Virginia.
Well, West Virginia has to maintain the urgency that they have played with for the last 5 weeks, where they've won 5 in a row after starting 1-4. I think it'll continue today, and they're going to get a share of the Big East Championship. That's a heck of a story for Rich Rodriguez.
Sure is. Fiercest rivalry in the South. Alabama, Auburn, primetime on ESPN, playing mostly for pride.
Alabama plays hard, but Auburn wins by a field goal.
This is one of those games, and I know you guys would agree. Forget about the records. I'm going to be glued to the TV watching this game. I'm excited to see Alabama come back and win one for Mike Shula with good defense tonight. Make Jason Campbell throw.
Very fierce civil war as Oregon State visits Oregon.
Oregon State outscores the Ducks with the forward pass.
Oregon State is one of these teams that's starting to gain some momentum. December 6th, they play USC in the Coliseum. I like Oregon State big today over Oregon.
For the Big 12 North, it is Missouri, Kansas State. The Wildcats have beat them 10 straight.
Kansas State, too many touchdowns.
Well, Kansas State with L. Roberson and Darren Sproles and James Terry has given them an unbelievable explosion on this offense. I think it's the defense, so containing Brad Smith is the difference.
How close will it be as the mighty Sooners try to fight out the distractions and visit Texas Tech?
Tech holds them close, but Oklahoma wins big at the end.
Well, Oklahoma has the answer for this Texas Tech offense every single year. Oklahoma, Mike Stoops, the defensive package, will put it together. And again, Jason White will light it up today to help his Heisman campaign.
All the fans passionate at LSU and Ole Miss. Can the Rebels faithful will them to victory against the mighty Tigers?
Eli Manning will play great, but LSU's got a lot more athletes. And go with the athletes.
I think all of us want to pull for Eli and Ole Miss. It's such a great story in Oxford. But I'm with Lee. LSU on offense and defense just too powerful. I think LSU wins.
And now to the 100th meeting between Ohio State and Michigan. The outright Big Ten championship at stake. Ohio State's national title shot is at stake. I don't want to say anything here, but there's some pressure on this set. Kirk Herbstreit on Ohio State road shows, home or away, has never been incorrect in a prediction, including calling a Michigan victory 6 years ago right here. We're going to hear from you right now on this one. You've called some Ohio State losses. You're never wrong in their games.
Well, you know, this is an interesting time for Michigan because they're peaking at the right time. The Michigan offense with John Navarre has been outstanding, and I think the defense is the best in the country when they play at home. The only way Ohio State stays in this game is if their defense can match Michigan's. If it's close, the edge goes to Ohio State because they find ways to win. Ohio State goes on the road, and Jim Tressel makes it 3-0 against Michigan.
Nice pick. All right, I picked Michigan to play for the national title, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Mr. Corso, nothing if not consistent. The old school helmet and the Desmond Howard pose. All right, enjoy the ball game from here. Penn State, Michigan State coming up next. So Mark Jones, Bob Davie, and Holly Rowe. Let the shower begin. We'll see you later from Ann Arbor.
See you later. What's wrong?
Pontiac presents ESPN's Rivalry Week.
It's senior day and 16 Michigan State seniors facing finality and closure. They've seen tumultuous lows and tantalizing highs. Part of Rivalry Week presented by Pontiac. It's Penn State against Michigan State here from Spartan Stadium. Let's take a look at the standings in the Big Ten. Michigan State still jockeying for bowl position. Penn State, meanwhile, with an eye towards next year. And Bob Davie, when you think about Michigan State, they're trying to avoid going from a feel-good story to the same old story.
Mark, you're right. A month ago, Michigan State was 7-1, ranked 10th in the country, and playing for the Rose Bowl. A lot has changed in a month, and they come into today's game having lost 3 straight. Michigan State is going to a bowl game, but a win today is critical so they can end on a positive. You always remember November, and Michigan State hasn't won a game since October 18th. For Penn State, it's been a disappointing season, but they have a chance to close with 2 straight wins. To the average fan, may not be much of a difference between finishing 3-9 or 4-8, but it's huge for Joe Paterno and his team. He has a lot of young players, and 2 wins could give him a foundation to build on, Mark, for next year.
Penn State trying to gain a little momentum after a convincing win last week against Indiana. Michigan State, meanwhile, dropped one in Wisconsin. The temperature 42 degrees, 79% humidity, a little bit overcast, somewhat breezy down in the field, blowing from the north to the south end zone, but a perfect day for college football.
Here's a question. If you needed your insurance, who would you call? Not the name of the company, but the name of the person. You've got 2 seconds. Coming up blank, you may want to consider Allstate. You'd have a local agent you can count on, a licensed professional whose name you know, not just a number. You deserve a relationship with a real person. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
See this? It's the Gilbert positioning system.
That's global positioning system?
So how come it knows exactly where I am?
Get a clue, Gilbert. Watch the show.
Tactical to Practical, Tuesday night at 9/8 Central on the History Channel.
In a recent study, cold sufferers who took NyQuil slept with much less tossing and turning.
I'll make the bed this morning.
Don't strain yourself.
NyQuil, best sleep you ever got with a cold medicine.
I'm gonna wrap myself in paper, I'm gonna dab myself with glue, stick some stamps on the top of my head, I'm gonna mail myself to you. Oh, I'm gonna tie me in a little red string, I'm gonna tie blue ribbons too, climb up into my mailbox and I'm gonna mail myself.
This holiday season, no one will work harder or go farther to keep us all connected.
Men don't like to shave. They'd rather light their shorts on fire or eat dirt. Easy, fellas. Nivea soothes the pain of shaving. With moisturizers and vitamins, Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm soothes and improves. Nivea for Men, more evolved skincare.
Ah, there it is, the twitch of doubt. Common to anyone who fears paying too much. Fortunately, Helzberg Diamond's value promise is certain to de-twitchify you. Helzberg Diamonds, confidence comes in a burgundy box.
Harmon will try to squib it, and he does. The Bears have to get out of bounds. Rodgers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield. They tried to do a couple of... The ball is still loose as they get it to Rodgers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone. Will it count? The Bears have scored. I have never seen anything like it.
This week on Sunday NFL Countdown, find out the latest on Keyshawn Johnson and the future of the defending world champs.
I think that they're the most disappointing team because they're the kings of the NFL until dethroned.
And how Donovan McNabb silenced his critics.
Yeah, I thought about quitting. Yeah, right.
Touchdown! Plus Week 12 previews from around the league. Sunday NFL Countdown, presented by Old Spice, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
Think before you move. SOCOM 2, U.S. Navy SEALs, rated M for mature.
Objective completed.
ESPN the magazine on newsstands now.
GTO is coming. Fuel for the soul.
It's not your job.
It's not your accent.
Not your clothes. It's not your car.
It's not your lipstick.
It's not your friends. It's not your shoes.
It's not your laugh. It's not your hair.
It's your watch.
You can tell more about a person by the watch they wear than anything else. Seiko Kinetic, powered by the movement of your body.
Available at Zales.
Your letter when you're not near, but they don't move me.
something all the time with unlimited local and long-distance calling. And get it for one low monthly price. The Neighborhood, built by MCI, where you can make as many calls as you want around town and across the country and never worry about the cost. See what unlimited calling can do for you. Call 1-800-JOIN-MCI and stay connected.
Oh, I should have gotten fajitas.
Ooh, fajitas.
Taco Bell's Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito. It'll make you regret getting anything else.
Oh, you should have gotten fajitas.
Sizzling marinated carne asada steak and tasty fajita veggies, all wrapped in a flour tortilla and grilled to go.
Oh, I should have gotten fajitas.
Taco Bell's Fajita Grilled Stuffed Burrito. Nothing beats the sizzle when you think outside the bun.
After the measurement, we have 4th in inches. Actually, spotting the ball is kind of an inexact science. It's probably more like that. But where's the drama in that? With that, you're changing channels. With this, drama. Changing channels. Drama. America loves drama.
Everybody is a future shot. Future shot.
So what'd you think?
Yeah, man, if I try the white ones?
No problem.
A new shoe with the same old soul. Superstar Feather from Adidas. Only at Foot Locker.
We're definitely the neighborhood bank. In fact, a lot of us live in the neighborhood. We know most of our clientele. We're constantly saying hi. We get to know everybody on a personal level. We do whatever it takes to get the job done. I'm Maria Arvizu. I am a banker, and I'm very proud to be part of Bank of America. They've given me the right tools that I need. SafeSend is a service that Bank of America offers to send money to Mexico. It's safer and more convenient for the customers. We actually send either the family or your friends an ATM card, so they don't have to wait for a store to open over there to receive those funds. It makes me really proud that I'm able to offer that type of service. If I can touch just one individual's life, then I would say that that's what makes my job well worth it. Because when you take care of the customer, you're really taking care of the neighborhood as well.
Bank of America, higher standards.
Steve, really boosting our e-business numbers with Dell. PowerEdge servers, Intel Xeon processors.
Right. It's an SAP Oracle 9i rack database solution.
Porting order resolution from Unix to Linux.
TCO is down, ROI is up.
Ensuring near-term liquidity and profitable share gain.
Right.
Give your enterprise applications the flexibility of Dell Business Solutions. Call or go online today.
Where's the line between you and everyone else? You sense it shifting, blurring, fading. So you question things. You think about things. You don't settle. You don't compromise. You don't want to buck the system. You just want to give it a little nudge. We get that. At Miller, we don't compromise either. It's why we cold filter Miller Genuine Draft for the fresh, smooth taste of draft beer. It's why we created the first light beer, the beer that's great tasting and less filling. Because at Miller, we believe there's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call. It's a blockbuster Friday doubleheader on ESPN. First, the Cavaliers face the Pistons. Then, the defending champion Spurs take on the new-look Lakers. Doubleheader coverage begins at 7:30 Friday on ESPN.
Revenge is the enemy of all ages.
I own this town.
You with me? Huh?
We bond as a family in the regular season.
We pay the price along the boards. We make quality time for the penalty box. We become a force.
Watch Bill Guerin and all your favorite teams and players with NHL Center Ice from DirecTV for just $159. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS to order.
The cup starts here.
I love DirecTV.com. I can do all kinds of things in one convenient place. Anytime, day or night. I can pay my bill, I can order programming packages, even pay-per-view movies. You've got to try it. It's really easy. In fact, I just ordered 3 romantic comedies. Don't tell anyone, but they're my husband's favorite.
Honey, who are you talking to?
Welcome to Parents' Night. The kids did a special writing project today. Luke's dad gets to read first.
Me? Ooh. I am lucky because my hero is my best friend. Maybe he has got more gray hairs.
Recently, a MetLife advisor helped this dad create his own pension plan.
My hero has a very wet nose. My hero is my dog, Spike.
So even though he waited to have children, he won't have to wait forever to retire.
Point, George.
XM Satellite Radio.
Point, Carol.
100 digital channels you'll never want to be without. With music, news, sports, and talk, many commercial-free, it's the perfect holiday gift. XM Satellite Radio.
Old Navy Holiday Hotline. Looking for a hot hoodie? Here's the 411.
Whether we down the slopes or on the streets, we got every color fleece, man, we so unique. When it's cold outside, know it's still all good. Little Kim gon' keep it hot in the Old Navy hood.
All the hotties want hoodies, just 1950.
You in the hood now, baby.
Case Mark, glad to have you with us. Trev Alberts, Mark May here on the Pontiac High Performance Halftime Report. It is rivalry week and certainly a lot of conference championships, division championships hanging in the balance right now, and that is the case. They're fighting it out in the big house. Right, left, right, left. Braylon Edwards, Chris Gamble just spending some quality time together, asking how class is going. In the SEC East, Georgia has its hands full with the Cats right now, probably a little more than they bargained for. Tennessee's also in action. We'll get you up to date. And speaking of orange, well, that might be a little too much orange that Syracuse is wearing against West Virginia. Big East hanging in the balance there, too.
Monday Night Countdown delivered by UPS, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Harmon will try to squib it, and he does. The Bears have to get out of bounds. Rogers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield. They tried to do a couple of... The ball is still loose as they get it to Rogers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone. Will it count? The Bears have scored. I have never seen anything like it.
Men don't like to shave. It hurts. What with the stinging, the redness, the pain. They'd rather do other things like light their shorts on fire or eat dirt. Easy, fellas. Nivea soothes the pain of shaving. Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm has moisturizers and vitamins to soothe and actually improve your skin. Hey, look at you. Now that wasn't so bad. Nivea for Men, more evolved skincare.
Big Ten football is a special tradition.
More than 5.5 million fans pack our stadiums each year,
making Big Ten football what it is today.
So respect the game and show good sportsmanship, because the Big Ten sets an example for everyone to follow.
Before, during, and after the game.
Big Ten football. Good sports make great fans.
When you leave here, you'll be lean, mean, computer-buying machines. I'll give you the skills, the smarts, and the courage.
I do not have to settle for what's on the shelf. Your PC jargon has no effect on me.
It won't be easy. Drop down and give me 50. But you'll be able to buy a computer without getting ripped off and sit home crying to your mama.
Want an easier way to buy a PC? Don't go there. Go Dell. Forget all the mega this and giga that. Just tell Dell what you want to do with your PC in plain English. They'll build one that fits your life and your budget. Like this Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor. It's just $499 after mail-in rebate. Plus, you'll get an all-in-one printer and a digital camera free. Get great deals on notebooks too.
Why don't you just quit?
I still don't know how to format a hard drive. Your perfect PC, easy as Dell.
Dell PCs use Intel Pentium 4 processors.
The Pontiac High Performance Halftime Report is fueled by the newly redesigned 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix. Fuel for the soul.
And back on the Pontiac High Performance Halftime Report, the rivalry. The winged helmet, the scarlet and gray. That one didn't have any Buckeyes on it, and not many Buckeyes handed out in the first half. Senior day for John Navarre, and Senator Tressel leading his constituents out onto the field. Here is Navarre early on. Braylon Edwards, first down, keeping the drive alive. Then Chris Perry.
Wonderful job by the offensive line. Look at the hole that's generated for Chris Perry. He takes it down to the 6.
Steve Breston, then the high school quarterback threat.
Hey guys, this is 3rd and goal. They run up the line of scrimmage quickly. Steve Breston runs the option. Touchdown, Michigan.
18 plays, 89 yards on that drive. 8 up over 7 minutes. Then Michigan strikes quickly. Navarre, Braylon Edwards, slipping a tackle from Will Allen. Gone. 64 yards, Michigan up 14-0. Wolverines were not finished. Neither was Navarre, and neither was Braylon Edwards. Navarre tying Elvis Gerback with his 71st touchdown pass as a Wolverine. Edwards in there again, and Jason Avant, who was hurt early in this game. Look at the emotion of this rivalry. Avant, his leg all wrapped up, pumping up the crowd, but the Buckeyes would not wilt. Krenzel led a 12-play drive in the waning moments of the first half and threw the touchdown pass to Santonio Holmes. 21-7. Buckeyes getting back in it right at the end of the half. We'll talk more about how they did it in just a few moments. The old Oaken Buckets. Purdue and Indiana, Joe Tiller's team coming off the heartbreak against Ohio State last week and marching on the opening drive to Rod Boyd.
Yeah, just an easy touchdown by Purdue. But look here, Indiana gets a shot at a field goal, and Sean Phillips does a great job of getting his hands up and blocking the field goal. Made plays all year for Purdue's defense.
Kyle Orton looking for John Standiford, says Big Ten record this year for receiving yards, and Standiford getting into the end zone. 14-3 Purdue on top there, and Purdue trying to claim that bucket. They're up by 11. The Sweet Sioux Tomahawk, hey, they're getting close to the half. Illinois hasn't won a conference game yet. Northwestern needing this win to become bowl eligible. Jason Wright had a huge first half, but Northwestern shot itself in the foot, and it's 13-7 game right now. Okay, let's go back to the marquee matchup of the day, Michigan and Ohio State in the Big House, and the Wolverine offense able to just slice up that Buckeye defense in the early going. How do they do it, Mark?
Well, it's Terry Malone, their offensive coordinator. What they're doing is they're mixing up the play calling, a fabulous job of running the ball, throwing the ball, then throwing in a little bit of screen pass. And what's doing it for the offense for Michigan is running the ball with Chris Perry, setting up everything for this offense. One thing I have to say to Michigan, you're up 21-0 in your own house. Don't ever let the pressure off. Take your foot, Put it on and throw to Ohio State and don't let up. They played prevent defense that last series, gave up a touchdown.
Did you pick Michigan to win this game?
Yes, I did.
By a lot?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you were right. You know, I think you're absolutely right, but I think John Navarre at quarterback for me, he's never been better. I've watched John Navarre. You're right, Terry Malone's done a great job of calling this game, but John Navarre, the poise that he showed, stepped away from pressure, has managed this offense. The whole we've talked about how this game will define John Navarre's career. So far in the first half, John Navarre has answered that call, Reese.
He's been terrific so far. Ohio State's back in this thing. I know they're down 14 still, but that touchdown at the end of the half was huge. Down in the SEC, Georgia finishing up its conference schedule against Kentucky. Mark Richt said this week, Cats have moved the ball better against them than anybody they've played. David Green to Fred Gibson, who appears to be healthy here.
Nice job of just slipping the tackle there and then reading, cutting back across the grain. Look at that great cut, all the way down inside the 10.
Michael Cooper would score later, but then Arliss Beach, speaking of moving the ball.
Now, this is a wonderful job of hitting the hole at 100 miles an hour. Look at them drag those Georgia Bulldogs down the field to play for the first down.
You know, when you lose to Vanderbilt, you've got permission to fake anything you want. Kentucky lost to Vanderbilt last week, so hey, why not? Let's fake a field goal. It works. Anthony Thornton set up a short Lorenzen touchdown, and then his Dogs would crash one in with Jeremy Thomas and David Green and friends. They're still getting a fight. It's only 14-7 between the hedges. If Georgia wins this game, they will have at least a share of the SEC East. You know all about how the tiebreaker might play out. Tennessee still has 2 conference games to go. They play Kentucky next, and they've got to deal with Vanderbilt first. Vanderbilt in Neyland Stadium, Casey Clausen, Tony Brown. That's in the first quarter. Vanderbilt broke that 23-game SEC losing streak against Kentucky last week, but they're down 20-0 already. Mark Jones just scored a touchdown for the Volunteers, and Phil Fulmer's team is rolling, about to become 5-2 in the SEC, though they're not yet through the first quarter. Vols well in control of this game. We will continue on the Pontiac High Performance Halftime Report. Michigan State up with a big lead. We'll look ahead to some of the Heisman candidates in action already.
Well, here we go. Here's your ball game, folks, as Flutie takes the snap. He drops straight back, has some time. Now he scrambles away from one hit. Looks, uncorks a deep one for the end zone. Phelan is down there.
Oh, he got it!
Did he get it?
He got it!
Touchdown! 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 Touchdown, Boston College! He did it! He did it! Flutie did it! He got Phelan in the end zone! Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Turn left. Arriving at destination on right. The Garmin IQ, PDA GPS MP3.
Hi. Any trouble finding us?
No, not at all.
They're as close as 2 brothers can be. What could possibly come between them?
Well, what do we have here?
Hey, you guys are stuck together.
Hey, don't you walk away from me. Yeah, you better run.
From the directors of There's Something About Mary.
You guys are fun.
Stuck on You.
Hey, what's the 4-letter word for snatch?
Grab. All right. Right. Oopsie.
Rated PG-13, December 12th, only in theaters.
This is the Pontiac High Performance Halftime Report.
3 weeks away till the Heisman Trophy is presented. Jason White takes aim at Texas Tech. The Red Raiders 100th in pass defense. He can put up big numbers. Larry Fitzgerald is already playing. We'll let you know how he's doing in just a couple of minutes. Eli Manning's got a huge one. Eli Manning perhaps can rise to the top of the class against LSU. And Chris Perry already off to a great start against Ohio State this afternoon. There's Fitzgerald, White, all of the candidates. The 2003 Heisman Trophy Show presented by Wendy's, December 13th, 8 Eastern Time. And of course, the Wendy's Heisman Update coming up tonight on College Game Day Final at midnight Eastern Time after the Late Sports Center. Larry Fitzgerald and the Panthers on the road in Franklin Field take on Temple. They're up 14-0. Fitzgerald with a couple of catches right now. He has not scored a touchdown yet. Brandon Myrie's gone in a couple of times for Pittsburgh so far. Well, Pittsburgh's still in the fight of that Big East race. In fact, Pittsburgh, Miami, West Virginia all entering the day with only 1 loss in conference play. As it stands right now, the Hurricanes win out they'll get into a BCS game. But Miami's having all kinds of trouble. Going back to Brock Berlin at quarterback against the State University of New Jersey. Rutgers putting up a fight against Miami. Here's Brock Berlin and he's overshooting the chosen one.
Falling away while he throws the football. It's fundamentals with Brock Berlin, if you ask me.
Ryan Hart, Rutgers picked off an NFL roll. You know what? Rutgers has really improved. They won 4 football games this year. Much improved team over a year ago, and they are really hanging in the Orange Bowl right now. But hey, no matter how much Rutgers has improved, Miami is a mess on offense right now. They started Berlin. They went to Cruder for a while. They went back to Berlin. You see, Berlin's hit only 3 out of 10 for 19 yards. Nobody's playing with any confidence at quarterback for the Hurricanes. West Virginia, meanwhile, has been playing with a world of confidence. Syracuse playing, well, they look like they're playing to get ready to go sit in a tree stand and go hunting. That's a great catch by Johnny Moran from R.J. Anderson, 75 yards. Look at this grab.
The concentration, the over-shoulder, one-handed catch. Terrific catch by Moran.
Travis Garvin, West Virginia wide receiver. First 20 yards for a touchdown. 10-7 West Virginia. The old Saturday Night Live reference, Trev, before you had a TV. Here's Marcus Clayton awaiting the punt. He springs it. Got a little help down the sideline. 14-10 Syracuse, and they're all orange on top. And then Torrey Johnson from Rasheed Marshall. There's Johnson. Marshall finds him. Coach Rod's team, Rich Rodriguez. Boy, they've got a tussle in the Carrier Dome right now. 17 all to break Syracuse. Syracuse only played 9 games thus far, still needing a win to become bowl eligible, and certainly they'd like to knock that out right now if they're able to. Michigan State on the verge of knocking out Penn State. Jeff Smoker finding his talented tight end Eric Knott. It's 21-3. Spartans have their eye on the Land-Grant Trophy. More when we come back.
GTO is coming. Fuel for the soul.
Turning moments into memories. Corbell.
Great job of adjusting in the air.
Imagine better entertainment. The Total Choice Plus package from DirecTV offers 15 extra channels for just a few dollars more. Great channels like VH1 Classic, PBS Kids, 5 Discovery channels, and more. With over 135 channels in all, Total Choice Plus has more choices for everyone in the family. Call 1-800-DirecTV and order today.
The entertainment and refreshment just keeps on coming, and coming, and coming. Because now when you order Showtime Unlimited, you'll get a year's supply of Pepsi free. So help yourself to the best in premium television anytime, and the joy of Pepsi for 12 refreshing months. Oh, and if you order now, you'll have a chance to win a ski vacation to a top-ranked North American resort. But this deal won't last forever, so order today.
This halftime report is fueled by Pontiac. Vote for this week's ultimate Pontiac high-performance play at ESPN.com/Pontiac.
We carry rivalry week through into prime time tonight. We will go to the Palmetto State Clemson and South Carolina as Lou Holtz leads his team in. There's some discord about Tommy Bowden's job situation. Then the Iron Bowl. Down on the plains tonight, Alabama and Auburn, both teams with disappointing seasons. It won't matter when that passion play plays out tonight, 7:45 Eastern on ESPN. Vanderbilt and Tennessee is a rivalry in name, in state, but the Volunteers have dominated. They've won 20 in a row, already up 14-0. We told you Martin Jones scored a touchdown. This is how Martin Jones scored a touchdown. He's calling Penn State, Michigan State game. He's returning punts. He's doing it all. He's calling basketball games. Bob Davies said 21-0 Tennessee on top. In the Big 12, Oklahoma State trying to finish up strong, solidify its bowl position. Here, Animal.
Animal, yeah, he's eating nice.
That's the best you can come with right there.
I never had a bear, Reese.
Okay, well, just farm animals, right? This is Gabe Lindsey,
domesticated
returning for Oklahoma State. Gabe Lindsey, a 45-yard punt return, put the Pokes in business at the Baylor 29. Josh Fields, puts it on the ground. Willie Andrews going to stick it in for Guy Morris's team, and the Bears have it tied up at 7. Then Josh Fields finds Billy Badger.
Josh Fields on the move here, throws across his body. Nice throw and nice catch. Touchdown, Oklahoma State.
And that tied in a high-powered Poke offense. 14-7, though. Baylor's hanging in there. They're getting pretty late in the first half of that game. Bowling Green and Ball State still in the early going. It's only 7-7 right now. Of course, Bowling Green and Toledo still fighting it out for the right to meet Miami, Ohio in the Mid-American Conference Championship game. Those two teams will play next week. Our game right now, Penn State and Michigan State. What do the Nittany Lions have to do to get back in this thing?
Stop Jeff Smoker. I mean, Jeff Smoker in this offense spreading everybody out, and Jeff Smoker once again having a great day. Look at this, 18 of 28, 267, and 2 touchdowns for Jeff Smoker.
They've got to protect the ball, basically, and Penn State can't protect the ball. But for Michigan State, just continue to do what you're doing, throwing the ball with Jeff Smoker and executing offensively and moving the ball down the field to play.
John L. Smith's first season at Michigan State, trying to get his 8th victory and enhance their bowl positioning situation and carry the land-grant trophy and keep it in East Lansing. Spartans had a big first half. Going to try to build on it in the second half as Paterno tries to end it on a high note. Penn State, Michigan State, second half coming up right after this.